And hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of Dungeons and Dragons. I love that no count in 3. And we've had a lopsided session as far as narrative tension last week, where for a lot of it there was just a bit of goofing around, listening to the stand-up sets, reading important matters concerning your upcoming trip to hell, trying to formulate a plan to the best of your ability. There were jokes about vaginas and sniffing of substances, and you got a little bit closer to Tallow Duskranger. Niles Blagula lost a cape, and you were able to beat up some skeletons and return it to him. Upon this returning, Blake Sunny learned that Niles hadn't seen his wife, and you were sort of caught up into agreeing to kill her if she was in hell / a Balrog, which is the rumor. And Ruzo was able to complete her quest of finding all the ingredients in order to summon Anna, who she believes is her mother. And Pocket saw a notable person in their life and existence, although it just flittered at the edge of the screen, much like the lady herself.
Man, don't like that.
Metaphors upon metaphors. And at the end of the session, you all took this combination of substances: dragon's blood, Elysian mushrooms, a pint of beer, and the strongest Morglorp that you could get your hands on, which was actually provided through the supply chain by Tallow Duskranger, whose real name eludes you. It was the Slod who gave it to Bass, but the Slod was getting it from Tallow.
I couldn't remember if we found some like in Bast's stash or something.
It was in the floorboard area. Yeah.
More glow up in the floorboard. I'm gonna go crazy with this.
Maybe this rap song.
Yeah.
It's like grime.
Yeah. With the British accent, like more glow.
Yeah. 100%. That's the way.
100%.
Oh man.
Yeah, more glorp in the floorboard is a good lyric.
And so, all of you have this psychedelic sort of moment together where the room is spinning and the lights seem to flicker in different directions, and for a moment, Ruzo, you find yourself kind of in the space, more alone, and there's this demure woman in a white dress. Have you ever seen Dogma?
I haven't, no.
Well, at the end of that movie, Alanis Morissette comes on screen, and she essentially is playing God. And I imagine that's a very, very similar energy. There's probably a picture of Alanis Morissette as God.
I've actually never seen Dogma either.
It's a good movie. George Carlin's in it.
Kevin Smith movie.
It's one of the few Kevin Smith movies I'd actually be like, yeah. You know?
Check it out. I'll put a picture in the chat so you get an idea of what this person looks like.
Alan Rickman's in it.
He is, and he's great.
Yes.
He has no.
He is phenomenal. And she is sort of looking at you there at the table, and she smiles. And you can hear different sort of discordant voices, and this reverberates through the entire group. And it's essentially, what do you want to know? And you can see flashes actually on the corkboard area, you may remember at the end of the last session, you felt like you were in a room that was very similar to your flat, except it was much bigger and it had larger plants. There was also a corkboard, and on the corkboard, there are different kind of subjects of things that have been included in the adventure so far. Eye of Ptah, Spell Plague, Evelyn of Shar, etc., etc. Different words that are like associated. Blake, Sunny, Theodis, so on and so on. Where does everyone's brain go? What are you interested in as far as the campaign holistically? Is there anything when you hear this in your head that draws you in particular?
Are you my mother?
And yeah, all of the different words on the board sort of disappear and it all goes white. And there are the words mother. And there's a voice and it says, yes. Edward and I met in the ladies' ward. And the voice becomes sort of warbled and increasingly dissonant as it goes on. You almost get the sense that there's like a strain in it.
Are we having a group experience, or are we having individual experiences?
It flashes.
Am I perceiving the mother on the board?
Intermittently, you may have a perception of her at certain points, but you don't perceive her necessarily saying anything.
I don't see the words in the mother that you just all described. Do we all see that, or does just Ruzo see that?
That's a good question. You probably just, at first, you would just see the board.
Did I hear Ruzo ask, "Are you my mother?"
No.
Do we all get our own questions?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to establish where we all exist in this space and how much.
It's fine. There are certain levels of simultaneity and certain pathways. They're like vectors, I think.
So what's Pocket's question?
What does
well,
Pocket
that
want
would
to
have
know?
really. That would have. If I haven't heard any of that exchange,
You haven't.
then Pocket's mind is on the future and becoming great and powerful by means of wealth and knowledge, by means of Acquisitions Incorporated, but he's viewing this mountain of obstacles between it and him, the mountain being this entire quest that he's been pulled into in helping these feuding families, and and among that, having to deal with Strahd whatsoever and the hell stuff. He's like, the obstacles.
That's where your brain goes, and you see flashes into the future. The party walking along a river that appears to be made of blood. In the distance, past red billowing clouds, there is an image of a ferryman, just far enough to be out of view. Barely out of view.
Fuck.
You also see an image of the party running what looks like some sort of crypt or tomb. You're holding a book. And it still has a severed arm hanging from it. It looks like it might be a zombie hand or a lich's hand, perhaps, something like that. And you are pulling the rings off of the fingers as the arm is flung onto the ground, and some ceiling like bite traps, arrows begin falling down amidst you, and you deftly, dodge out of the way. It looks like you use a chronal shift, and as you chronal shift, you find yourself and the group of you amidst a dark island. And your companions, who at this point are shrouded in some darkness and hooded, stand around what looks like a very tall and imposing goblet, and one of them walks up to it, and there's an enormous discharge of energy as their form is absorbed into the goblet itself, and an implosion projects out in all directions, and you are in this in-between hazy space, and that's where your brain goes. Blake, Sonny, what do you dream of?
That sucks. I don't like any of that.
She's just gonna like think on the question for like a second. She's gonna sniff because she's still a bit emotional. Let's be honest. She's like, how do I be a better person?
Interesting.
Stop killing homeless people.
There were no fatalities.
I think there were at least 30.
There were 30, but they sung first, alright?
You hear different. It sounds like
All of
three
them.
different voices with a very jarring echo on them, and it sounds. It's hard to make it out, but it sounds like it says "in the spell plague," and the words "spell plague" are emphasized on the board itself. And you see a number of names of note, sort of with corresponding images: Mistra, Xeric, Kalemvor, Shar, Mirkul, God of Death, Revenged, for what was done by Mistra through mortals and deities. Xeric, Kalemvar, Evelyn of Shar herself, Zavris of Waterdeep,
Cool.
It's a lot of
If,
names.
like, Blake hears that and it's just like, thank you, hallucination. You're cooler than other people say, you know?
Ruza is gonna try and hold on to this a bit longer, and because she has a few more questions, like, what are you? Why did you leave?
Yeah, and you can see that she shrugs. She's a bit aloof to it. She looks over in the room, and there are different flowers that sprout from the floorboards. You can see the space around you transformed. The walls become clouds. The floor becomes stone. Columns spring up, and you find yourselves in a. It almost looks like a palace. There's something eerily familiar about it. You hear the words "never leave." And the room begins spinning, and you can see Sigil from the outside, and it's like you're zoomed out from the city, past the outlands, to the edge. You may not necessarily know about the lore in this capacity, but to the edge of the space where the outlands exist. And back again to a tower, to a dark tower. And inside that tower, you can see a wizard standing above a glowing orb with their fingers wiggling, and you are sort of drawn into the orb, and you can see the beginnings of deep space and what look like Well, it's very difficult for you to sort of contemplate it in your own terms. We can say that there's a flash of light. You have an understanding of different celestial forms being given birth to out of massive, colossal astral activity somewhere between black holes, supernovas, things like that. There are created forms that remind you of the celestial deity that you have seen previously. And then there's a little flicker of light. And all of you sort of end up in darkness together, and you can see there's a single candle, and the light flickers, and all of you are in the same space where you were. Only the corkboard is empty, and you get this strange sense that you're not in the same place where you were. It's like it's the same kind of room that you were in your flat, but you must be in a different place. You can't quite explain it. Also, you have all of your possessions, but it's you have some more possessions too, and there are things that are different about the group of you that may be worth noting,
Do I feel
including.
sober?
We
You
feel
don't.
hungover.
You don't. It's a heavy afterglow, I would say. You still feel the lingering effects of the substances that you took.
But I
It's
don't
not
feel
like
I'm
you've just
peaking.
come clean.
I don't feel like I'm like peaking though.
You feel like there's a lapse in your memory that you just like turned, like you sort of like you thought that you were couch locked in the same place, but you've looked around and now you're in a different place that looks exactly like the place you were in previously, only the scale is like 3 times as big.
Oh fuck! It gets
And-
smaller.
Pocket, you have 200 gold in addition to any gold that you had previously, and a black book, which you have some vague recollection of studying. You think that you may have spent some time reading it, but it's like you don't really remember. Ruzo, you have 5 vials of holy water and 350 additional gold in your presence, as well as a magical dagger, a silver dagger that allows you with a crescent moon on it. That intuitively you know is a dagger of moonbeam, which allows you to cast moonbeam once a day.
Oh.
Copernicus, you can see, has a sort of like even fancier gold inlaid priest vestments on, in place of his regular priest vestments, like high priest vestments, and he has 10 vials of alchemist fire, 10 bottles of alchemist fire that he doesn't remember acquiring. Also, Blake Sunny, you have 3 beads of darkness, and everyone looks over and you can see that Blake Sunny appears to be in some kind of zombie form.
Oh, Blake.
Oh my god!
God, I feel so hungover.
Blake.
Oh fuck.
Blake is in Blake.
Blake.
What?
Blake.
What?
Blake.
That's my name.
You need to look in the mirror.
Yeah, that's
Blake
what I was
Iston.
gonna say next.
And it's like the beginning of Planescape.
Look, I don't need to know what I already know. That I'm hot as fuck. Oh, what the shit?
Oh my god, Blake, what happened?
What? You're asking me?
Your beak,
my
it's
God.
like got a hole in it, and your feathers are all underneath your feathers, just
Ew.
rotting.
It looks
Oh my
gross.
God, do I smell?
Is that a
Are
bone?
we all
You
like this?
smell a little bit.
Oh my god! I look in
No.
the mirror at myself.
Yeah, you look. You're your normal self, but you've got these crazy bags under your eyes. Your hair is a different color.
What color is it?
It's red, and there are little blue bits in it.
I
It's like crimson red.
I can dig it. Yeah, that's fine.
Did you?
Ruzo's
You
also
look
gonna
good,
in the
Pocket.
mirror.
Tell me? Oh my god.
I look at my hair and I look at Blake and I'm like, no, I can deal with the hair. I can deal with the hair.
Russo, you have a handful of yellow daisies, sort of sewn in a necklace around your neck.
Oh. Is that the only thing that's different?
Besides the money and the new equipment.
Yeah. I feel like I got off lightly.
Yeah, you're telling me. Why do I always get the fucked up things happen to me?
This seems bad. Maybe Karma's punishing you, Blakiston.
Karma? Oh my god!
Who's Karma?
You know Karma.
What is that?
They're like a deity in some universe. I don't know. I'm not a plane hopper.
Karma's an
Alright.
asshole!
No, don't worry, Blake. Don't worry, Blake. We'll find you a priest and we'll get you cured of the resurrected.
Blakiston, one thing that you do notice is that the deleterious effects of the blood curse don't seem to be affecting you right now. You don't
How
feel
do
the
you
inclination to
feel?
vomit any bile. Your systems, although they are necrotic and a bit rotted, there's a lot of embalming fluid you notice, and your smell itself is kind of like the way that the fluids are running through your body has been fundamentally altered, so the problems that the blood curse was causing appear to not necessarily be impacting you. We
How
think
do
you may
you
even be able to rage.
Feel, bud. Gonna eat my brain?
I don't know, I feel a little bit more packaged for brains than I did this morning. Like, I'm
You
not
are a
even
little
kidding.
bit hungry, and the idea of eating brains does seem good.
Oh my god, I
My
was
tummy has the
joking. Are you
rumblies that only
serious?
brains can
Are you
satisfy.
fucking kidding me?
You
I'm
were
not
just
eating your brain.
complaining about vampires, and now you're letting your newfound form dictate what your diet is, Blakiston Sonny? Maybe you ought to be less judgmental.
I was
Oh.
gonna get some, like, sheep brains or something. I wasn't gonna kill someone off the street like Russo's dad or something.
Hold on.
Sorry, that was
Before
uncalled
this, did you already have a predisposition for brains? Is that like a delicacy amongst nobles or something?
I mean, we're carnivores. We eat the whole. We eat
Oh,
the
alright,
whole.
so
the
this is
whole
nothing
hog,
new.
you
Okay,
know?
this is nothing new.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
isn't because
I
you're a
just like
zombie.
brains.
Copernicus says, I mean, yeah, I guess the brains are considered delicacy in the Outlands.
Oh, yeah. You would love brains, my dude. I've seen you eat so much worse.
It's true. I eat roaches off the floor.
Okay. Where are we? I look out the window.
You look out the window, and an unfamiliar sight is there for your viewing. You can see dark gray, red skies and a flat gray clouds. It looks like there are, well, from your view, you've actually got a pretty good view of where you are.
Let's see.
In the distance, you can see what looks like a wide, spread out. It's not quite a desert because there are like there's a pretty significant and what you would only presume to be bloody river, but there are a number of notable landmarks in this area. Let me pull up this little page here.
I reach into
While
my
you're-
pack and I pull out a pamphlet. I flip to a page and I hold up a picture of the bloody river. I pull it down. We'll pick it up. I pull it
It's
down.
definitely that. Yes.
You're doing that, Ruzo's going to be pinching herself, and then she's going to go up behind Pocket and pinch Pocket.
Ow!
I
Whoa!
just needed to make sure.
You're not gonna eat his brain, are you? That's fucked.
I'm not a zombie, you are.
I know.
I know you are, but what am
Sure.
I?
Yeah, there is a river of blood. In the distance, you can see what looks like a very, very tall pillar. It looks like it may be made out of bone or some other white material. And there is also a rather menacing-looking civilization, an evil city which is beyond this river of blood, which is sort of between the area where you are, like an island essentially, that is surrounded by this river. And in the distance, you can see these landmarks sort of in the space, but yeah, you sort of it's a rather menacing view, and in the closer area you can see a number of tieflings and devils of all sorts going about their actions and days. Go ahead and just make me an intelligence history check to have a sort of sense of where you are or where you think you might be. You can see that the streets here are almost like any other city, or like a contemporary city like Sigil, cobbled rows. There's quite a bit more greenery here than you may expect, with large and imposingly high trees standing amidst the various buildings, and your residency, currently sort of surrounded by thickets of brush and thorns, is at the top of a hill area.
Do we have a bonus or advantage since we've been specifically studying hell books?
Because you have been studying hell books, the DC will be lower.
I got a non-natural 20.
So did Ruzo. Let's see.
Yeah, I also got an unnatural 20.
Blake's gonna squint with her zombie eyes.
Pernicus rolls a 20 as well, non-natural.
16.
And all of you are able to essentially piece together that you think you might be in the city of Garden, or the area. It is part of Avernus, as far as you know, but it's sometimes known as the Blessed Terrain because essentially the devils and demons who are here have some kind of forbiddance put on them from killing persons who come in, no matter what their circumstances are, and it's very often avoided by those sorts. Although you felt like you were able to see quite a few more than you would expect walking about through the streets.
Welcome to the first layer of hell,
Dad!
ladies and gentlemen.
You, while you're digging through your stuff, you find a note pocket from Remander the Wise, and it says, "Take care who you sacrifice to the goblet!" Exclamation point. Signed, Remander the Wise.
Fuck you, Remander. You could have written more than that. Jesus. I mean, who is
There, it's at this point that you notice in the corner a small encampment and what you believe are 5 dwarves who are just beginning to pull themselves up and get out of their sleeping bags. Oh.
All right, guys. We got some
One of them.
lost time. I don't know if we... What? Okay. We took the drugs. We all saw some shit, I'm sure. And then we woke up here all kinds of different. Oh, shit. Did we have a blackout adventure?
Copernicus says, "I think we had a blackout adventure."
Oh, no.
I feel dehydrated. That happens when I black
brown
out.
I think that
Are
you
you
would
actively
probably-
decaying?
Yeah, I think that, if you had some embalming fluid, it would probably work like water now. You're not a water-based system anymore, I don't think, Blakiston.
Can I pee? Do we know if I can pee?
That's not all can you do.
Okay, give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna go test something.
Well, okay.
Alright, well, let's go talk to these dwarves while Rizzo works out their new body. I'm sorry. Not Rizzo. Blake.
This is a real task as a DM, yeah.
Ruzo will be working out this new dagger she has, and if it was somewhere, what would it be
Oh,
called?
no, yeah. I want to look at my book.
Yeah,
Wanna look
your
at my book.
dagger, like I said, it has a design of a crescent moon on it. If it were called something, it would be called like a dagger of a moonbeam or a moon dagger. I don't know.
Not a real.
that's the
thing.
function.
It just
Yeah.
does that.
It's a magic dagger. That's its magic.
You'll have to like jot that
Okay.
down in your own notes. It's not a real item you'll find.
Oh, okay, cool.
There probably is a custom item that does that.
My book?
Cool.
Yeah, you find
I
a.
examine the cover.
It is a black tome. On its leather, it appears as if it's some kind of cured hide. The pages themselves are made out of some kind of rendered skin, but you're not sure exactly. You can feel the presence of a great power. Your understanding is that you need to spend more time studying the text itself.
I open it to
In
the
order-
back cover.
Yeah. At the back cover, there are a couple. Well, there's a sort of autobiographical anecdote concerning the circumstances in which the book was written after the end of a 20-year-long period of extensive study of planar theology, essentially. And it was in those circumstances that the book was written in an effort to unlock the masteries of magic and to uncover insurmountable powers. And then there are some charts and indexes of sort of like different universal planar structures, including the 9 hells.
I flip to see what the last sentence of the book is.
It's smudged, and there are flecks of blood that are covering parts of it. It looks like it's been crossed out or something. You can see that there are different pages that are totally soiled and spotted with different things. It looks like it's been through the ringer. Parts of the pages are torn.
Would
or
I be able to
incomplete.
prestidigitate any of the pages?
You're
Like, as part of me, like, you know, having to read through this, am I able to, like, be using prestidigitation to clear off soiled parts of pages and stuff?
Let me see.
You instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than a cubic foot. Is the effect that I'm going for.
Mm-hmm. When you do, you see the words for a second, and then it is returned. The last sentence of the book is untold powers await those who follow in my footsteps.
Okay. I flip to the front. I'll get to work.
Yeah, and you can continue reading through. You think that you have put in some time, but that this is going to require further study in order to kind of make a sense of what its what abilities or what its benefits will be.
Assume I'm reading the book. I'm like always flying, like with the book in my face whenever, or at least like when we're in a comfortable spot. When
In a,
things get
in a space where it is safe to do
Yeah.
so. Okay.
While
Just a race against the clock then.
yeah, while you're doing that, Blake's kind of like trying to like the P thing was like just an excuse to get away. She's trying to work out like the extent of this undeadhood, and like I'm gonna say that as a vampire hunter, she's gonna try and delineate what kind of undead she is. Like, is she a zombie, a white? Like, she kind of hopes she's a white.
So you step away for a little while, and you go ahead and just make a nature check or an arcana check. On the one hand, you also do pee a mix of blood and embalming fluid.
Yikes.
Nice. Just like just normal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. I rolled the lowest I could possibly roll.
a
one.
Don't
natural
worry
one.
about it. Don't worry. She's too thrown off by peeing blood.
Yeah, you're not exactly. It looks like you're just a zombie, if I'm honest. Even with the natural one, that's kind of like you're the inner cynic in you kind of takes over. You don't feel any weaker. You don't feel any slower. It seems like in some ways you're maybe even more stout. Definitely more menacing. But the problems of the blood
Sorry,
curse have been
that cut out.
alleviated.
What was that?
I said you might be slightly more menacing
And more
Oh,
stout.
okay, cool.
and more stout, yeah.
Cool.
But the biggest thing is that the difficulties of the blood curse have been alleviated.
You know what? Fuck it, we ball. She's gonna rejoin the group. Like, yeah, no, I can pee. You know what?
Dwarves are going by name. The first one to get up, it seems presumably to be their leader. They all organize around him. He's like slightly taller, and they all are wearing little garden gnome hats, red garden gnome hats. Besides their regular adventuring gear.
All right, let's go talk to these cutters. See what they know about this place.
And, yeah, we'll say that when Blake is coming in, they're in the midst of introducing themselves. One of them says,
Oh, they've walked up to us? They came up to our house that we're in?
well, you're all in the same space. They were just there. It's a bigger room, right?
Oh,
And
they're in this room also.
Yeah.
Oh,
you,
shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. This is... Oh. What's up, Bloods? What's going on?
Oh yeah, we're just getting ready for another day on the clock.
On the clock? What
You guys, every day with this.
Every day with
all
this.
of the
And you know
dwarves.
it's gonna be every day, too, so go ahead and tell me when it's again.
Out of curiosity, how many days has that been?
Well, we've put in 4 days so far. We've done,
We, including us?
including you.
Yeah. Right. Just double checking that your numbers are right. Now tell us again what we're doing, because you always forget.
Well, we slipped into the Temple of Ra. That's where you got that book and some of this loot. And we were just preparing our. It was like one last grab before, we made our way. You said something about having to dig into the, hell for. You couldn't quite tell us why. But,
And it's a need-to-know basis, as I...
and that's, we're just your guards. We're just your guides. We over here, Torlin has actually been through the nines before and lived to tell the tale, and that was part of the thing. And
Look,
when in
this
doubt-
is a crazy place. I've just got to I've just got to check in with you every day. Make sure you're telling a consistent story. Make sure you haven't been replaced by a shape-changing devil. You know what I mean?
Well, it's okay. I'm still Pita. That's Bessie. Here's Lyrid and Aran and Torlin.
I will forget all of those names again.
We'll tell you as Just don't, Bessie. You should be able to tell.
Bessie.
They all look like dwarves,
Cool.
While we're on the subject, our friend is kind of undead. Do you know how that happened? Just a quick test.
He's gonna flick the bugs. Like,
It was after we met. You went to this tiny goblin woman and said that you would, we didn't go inside for the thing, but you came out and that was, you were transformed. And I don't know, maybe you've had sort of buyer's remorse, I guess is the
Okay, one more question. What was the first thing I said to you when we found you in Sigil?
Yes, it was in Sigil.
I know. That's why I said.
Yeah, we were at the 12 Factals, and
First thing I
you
said.
came up to us and you said, You wouldn't feel squeamish about having to kill any demons or devils in a potential job, would
I don't think
you?
I would have said demons. There aren't demons here, and if they are devils,
Any
if we're killing them.
devils? Yeah.
All right, I don't
That was a
know.
pretty good impression.
You're slipping up though. I definitely wouldn't have said demons. All right, I'll take it though.
You're right. That was an embellishment. Us dwarves were prone to spinning the yarn.
Tales.
Natural
or
storytellers. I
Short
got it.
tales.
One of the things. We haven't even had our first ale yet, have we, boys? And they crack open.
No, yeah, you better get that before
yeah.
the itis starts setting in. You'll
Yeah.
die. I've heard that you'll just die if you stop drinking at this point.
Keeps our insides clean.
I mean, I think it keeps your insides going, but yeah.
My fave storyteller was a dwarf.
How
Dwarf
many
Sky
livers
Gatsby.
do dwarves have?
4 livers, 1 for each season.
Okay, well,
How
That-
many brains? Just a normal question
mm-mm.
from a normal guy.
No.
Normal
don't you
number
know.
of brains.
Look, man, if I'm a zombie, I can at least have some fun with it. Okay? Tell me.
But
how-
you already know dwarves are among the best architects of all the planes and
As you've
Design
told us
many-
many times. All right.
So-
beautiful minds and civilizations of untold splendor.
Okay. All right.
A lot of wrinkles on those brains.
What
high
was
quality,
what was the plan for today? Pip?
Pit?
Pit? Is that your
Peter.
name?
Peter?
Peter. What was the plan for today, Peter?
Well, I think that you made plans to speak with Madame Thorne. This is her establishment, Madame Thorne's House of Repose, and she might be able to help you sort of bypass the usual ways of traveling out onto the Blood River and trying to
Get to Stygia.
reacquaint yourselves. Yes, if you can get to the ferryman, Karen, Jaren, many pronunciations, then you will be able to sort of expedite your journey to Stygia. Yes, but you need to sort of navigate through the river of blood into the part where it becomes Styx, narrows down into Styx.
And don't touch the river.
Yeah, not to fall in. That's important. Yes, Torlin says that they had a companion who fell into the river, and she just forgot. She just forgot all of her magical abilities. That is the other thing that you told us to remind you about. The spell plague has also befallen into the Shadow Weave. As far as it's understood, there are sort of magic is very dysfunctional if it works at all.
Such as that time I cast a spell and what happened?
Well, it's, we've been warned not to cast magic unless it's
But I'm-
absolutely
But I'm
necessary.
sure that
and
I've already have at some point, right?
well,
You remember that time?
this one over here threw a column or through a bottle of alchemist fire, and it appeared to cause some kind of planar gate to open, and it absorbed like at least 8 persons.
I didn't know
and a
alchemist
couple
fire
of
was
monsters.
magic. I thought that was just like a chemical in a bottle.
I'm pretty sure that if it's not, then it is in my world.
Okay,
There are different alchemist fires.
cool.
I'm thinking of the
It wasn't
Legend of
perfect time
Zelda.
using them like grenades.
Yeah. Which is the story that Pita tells you.
Ah. So I assume when we met you in Sigil, we did the whole desiccated tree branch, charred blood thing, and that's how we got here.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to find a place in the Hell Gate that would lead us to Garden, which is where we are now. nice, nice enough. Nicest part of hell, for lack of a better term, where the devils won't stick you for no reason. And, in other times they've said that this area is a great market for magical goods and, a decent place if you're being discriminated against as a tiefling, and so on and so forth. But, people are... it's like they think that the spell plague is contagious in the lower nines. They've started wearing masks in public to not reveal their faces, and people are self-isolating. So, even if you do see people in the streets, they're not likely to strike up a conversation for you. They're more likely to run to the other end of the road.
Oh.
I mean, doubling
let's
now.
meet this lady. Let's do it. Go.
Yeah, I feel satisfied with that questioning. Nice to have you on board, Peter. And others.
It's a pretty good commission rate that you've offered us, so...
Fuck.
I'm sure it was.
You said that Acquisitions Incorporated would be able to deal with the matter of payment, so...
Of course.
We don't see why, since you are all an esteemed adventuring company, the paperwork's already been signed.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Thank you.
Standard guide contract.
You said we need to go talk to a lady?
You
Yeah, we're going,
said that you may want to have a meeting with a certain Mistress Thorn.
Cool. I'm just getting anxious. I'm really eager to get... Now that we're here, I'm eager to leave. Let's get it.
There is something, even from this sort of quiet corner of the edge of hell, you see the civilization in the distance, the city, and that's what creeps you out. You get the feeling that someone is watching you through the window, and it's like you zoom in and there's like a flaming eye. And it zooms out.
Anybody
Out of
else have the
curiosity.
heebie-jeebies?
Yeah. Out of curiosity, how has Copernicus changed? Did you mention that?
You got a fancy robe.
He got some fancy robes, yeah. He has the Alchemist Fire there. He still has the Elder Wand.
Good.
He doesn't have any notable external changes.
Right, let's
Besides
go
the
see
clothing
Madame
thing.
Thorn.
Yeah. So, the group takes you down, and you sort of walk out of the hallway. You can see their plush red carpets. It does look a little bit like like just an apartment building. It's a rather large hotel. It reminds you of the flat, except it's nicely decorated, and there are little sconces on the walls with cute flames that light up in different
Cute?
colors.
Hmm.
Dare I say they're cute? Yeah. They have little they sort of look like open rose petals with flickering lights.
Nice. I'm assuming
And-
the floorboards are normal here.
Yeah, the floors do not open. There's yeah.
We're all like absent-mindedly like reaching, trying to pry floorboards up to get into stashes.
It's carpeted.
How do they get to their floorboards? What the hell?
Yeah.
Copernicus is like, this is really living.
I'm just glad we don't have
Metropolitan
to
is
worry
like
about that tree branch. That was noisy.
that. You know, I kind of miss it though. Help me sleep after a while.
And you can see sort of a wide open spacious dining area. There's a large continental breakfast buffet the far end, and the boilers are steaming, and there's whole racks of ribs and blood puddings and powdered eggs, grapefruit juice.
I'll have some juice.
Yeah, it's only grapefruit juice.
That's fine.
Blake is going to exaggeratedly like gag, just like, oh, take it out of here.
I'm gonna take some blood pudding.
Really bitter. Copernicus has a rack of ribs and some powdered eggs. No water?
I was
Heck,
about to
you
say, can I like water this grapefruit juice down?
Yeah, you have your decanter of endless water.
I do. Oh my god, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And Copernicus is like, here, I've got a mug. Can you?
Yeah,
give me some
Here
water?"
you go, bud.
These ribs are so salty. Oh.
And they're like done. Like they're just done. Are they
Yeah.
are they bloody or are they done?
They're charred to shit. Yeah.
All the blood has been burnt out.
Yeah, you guys forget about Madame Thorne for a second. You're all hungry as fuck.
Trying to
Haven't
make
eaten in
do with
2
this
days.
continental breakfast.
Yeah. There's some light music up in the background, but it might not even be discernible. It's like music.
Is there embalming fluid?
Let's see. No, you don't see any embalming fluid.
Damn.
You
Guess I'll
think
take the
that you
grapefruit
feel-
juice.
But yeah, the grapefruit juice kind of like acidifies in your stomach, and you start glowing a little bit.
Rizzo's gonna find a plant or a plant pot and just sort of tip out the really stagnant water in the water skin that's at the probably at the bottom of her backpack that she's forgotten about until now.
Mm-hmm.
And use the endless water to sort of top it up. Because that is, I haven't changed that in a while.
Yeah, we're probably like millionaires here. Just like have that. And Pocket, I need you to make an intelligence check or an Arcana check.
All right. That was about a 28.
Wow.
Non-natural.
That is amazing. So what happens is thus. You feel the water from the decanter of endless water begin gushing like a geyser. And it splashes over this table of white abashi, and then you're able to pull it. And the 3 abashi are just abashai, I should say, are soaked, and they look over at the group of you menacingly. Hey!
Sorry.
You look like you needed a shower anyway.
It was an oh my god. It was an accident. Look,
Rizzo, no need to be a dick.
They came in hot, okay?
It's true. Hey Abashi, it's Blake. How many brains do you have out of curiosity?
And they say, if you weren't in the company of the famous Blake Sonny,
oh shit.
I would kill you right where you stand. Keep doing what you do, Blake. Blake! And they sort of begin making their way. I can't believe we got splashed by Blake Sonny. Oh my god, that's
you didn't
crazy.
Get flashed by Blake Study. What the fuck?
And they, they grab a couple blood puddings and nom them and eat them on the way out. That was so cool. We met Blake Sonny, guys. I want to tell everybody. And they begin leaving.
Now I've got to know if it's like the monster hunting or the whole hive thing that they're gushing about.
Or is it something that happened while we were blacked out?
Oh yeah.
We don't know.
Oh fuck,
can
we've
get
got a
used to it,
whole
though.
hangover fucking situation to go through now. Gotta find out what happened the last 4 days, apparently. Also, we were blacked out. Apparently 4 days is what I heard.
Oh.
From the dwarf.
Ruva's just gonna remember. Copernicus, where's Leo?
Copernicus
Is he with
says,
you?
I don't know. I don't know where Leo is. Maybe we left him at the Temple of Ra or
Yes.
something. I don't know.
Dwarves, where's the beefcake snake?
And the dwarves are like, oh, I don't know.
Okay.
What wrong?
That. I mean, he's fairly self-sufficient, but that's quite problematic.
He's too
Well,
self-sufficient.
Yeah, last time
Yeah.
that we got estranged, he tried to kill me when I
Who
was
tried
at
to
my
take
most
your
vulnerable.
wand?
Did try and take the wand.
He could be hunting you across hell and trying to take it back again.
That's a leap. But maybe.
Wow, Ruzo, that was pretty cynical of you.
I'm just saying, we don't know where he is.
It's true.
Alright, where's this?
I've got to really stop doing Morglorp.
Where's this lady?
Yeah.
You look around, and there, through an archway, walks in this woman. Oh God, I can't remember what's the name of that. The really sexy lady on Soul Calibur.
Oh, Ivy?
Wears the robes, I think.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, Ivy.
She has robes. It's a different.
Robes. You're not the whip,
Yeah.
not the busty whip lady.
Not the busty whip lady. Can't think of what her name is. It's been so long since I played Soul Calibur. That's what I imagined. She has a fan.
She used a fan.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Sorry.
Are you thinking of Soul Calibur? Because these descriptions sound very Mortal Kombat, or even Street Fighter.
No.
Shoot. Or even King of Fighters. There's like literally only you've got one type of woman in fighting games.
Yeah. I can't find it. It doesn't,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other. I don't know. She's got robes on, sort of a frilly neck. There's also, maybe I'm thinking Final Fantasy X. And she walks up to the group of you, and all the confidence of a peacock.
Setsuko.
And God, I don't know.
Sorry.
It's okay. Just gonna
But yeah,
keep
she's
going.
confident. She's wearing robes. She's a pretty lady.
She's got a fan at her waist, and she's a very beautiful woman. And she says, "So it's today that you've decided to come back to this dimension? You look a little bit more clear-eyed than before."
We were just testing you.
I love
Yeah.
tests.
Getting in your head, like someone who would eat brains would do. Just saying.
Well,
So
when you came
hypothetically-
into this, to my humble B&B, already knew about my associations with the Free League. You've been testing me this whole time, haven't you?
Well, we're canny cutters. What can you say? We're from the City of Doors. You gotta be.
I love the City of
sly.
Doors.
You figured us out. God, we underestimated you.
It's just so beautiful
But
in
guess
the
what?
hours.
You passed
Twilight.
the test, and we're ready to just be ourselves.
Well, You are just all such interesting and aesthetically pleasing in your own ways.
So about that boat ride.
Yeah, you need to be able to make your way out into the port of Garden. Get yourselves on a vessel or commandeer one.
You go 5 deep.
And, once you do that, you travel. They say that it's best to go along by land, more efficient to go by sea, safer by land. But travel until you find the ferryman of Styx. And your fate lies with him. He would require soul coins for your safe travel.
Yeah. Can you spot us?
Do we have any on us?
You don't have any soul coins at this point. And Madame Thorn says, I would love to be able to help you, but you must understand the laws of this realm. Bid any simple exchange like that without some consequence, some agreement, something that you would do for me. I'm not quite sure what it is that a group of adventurers like you all could do for yours truly that would give me profit, significant influence in the city, perhaps. Maybe if you gave me that tree branch that you've been holding on to.
You still have that?
Wait, no. Hold up. Let me.
Yes. You look in your bag.
Oh God, I thought we got rid of it.
Yeah. Jeez, how was it so quiet? Did it know? Like... What would be the downside? I mean, this is our key back, I'm assuming, so that would be like, it'd be kind of a problem if it gave
You can make an intelligence arcana check.
Cool.
History. Whatever's highest.
Let's go, Arcana. 12.
21.
Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I'll roll Copernicus too. Rolls a 2 on the die. Ruzo, you get the sense that this artifact, whatever it is, or wait, no, you were told that it was from the Dark World tree. And you do think that it would be the easiest way to get sort of pry open any portals that you might find along the way. Not that it's like a one-to-one with the Quicksilver previously, but that your experience, you have flashes of memory that take you back. And there was a sort of a stubbornly portal through the Hellgate, and that was what you used, that and the Child's Blood, which Blakiston also still has.
How big is this branch? And what would be the downside if we were to
How
split
weak is it?
How big? Can we split it?
It's probably about 2.5 foot. There are a couple of stray branches, parts where you think that it may be split, but you're not sure what the effect of that would be, even with your arcane knowledge.
I'm gonna need some help on this one, guys. We
Alright.
could split it.
Sorry, I
Maybe.
spaced out for a second.
It's okay. Ruzo's been... The party has essentially been asked for the portal key that you used to get into Hell in exchange for the soul coins that you would need for the ferryman. Sean.
Were we planning on using this key to get out? Is it a
That was your plan.
Well,
No?
I'm considering if we can split it in half, but we don't know what the effect of that would be.
I
I
think
mean, a
that'd be
branch is a
super.
Tickles.
branch, but
It tickles your interest, Pocket. You think that there, in the index of your book, there might be a reference to something like
I roll a
this.
28 on my Arcana.
Yeah, the dark world tree. Your essential sense is that it breaking it into a couple of pieces would be like a sort of like if it didn't necessarily summon some kind of dark entity at random, it would make them aware at you. For the severance is kind of like itself a magical. If it's not like a binding ritual, then it's it creates this kind of amorphous portal into the abyss or something to that effect, into some kind of like dark abyssal space, in the sort of space where dark powers reside. Sometimes random things can come out. You think that the tree branch might bleed. You don't know.
So we shouldn't.
You think that it's a bad idea.
No,
Madam
it's-
Thorn that seems to entertain it.
I don't think we should break it. I don't want to part with it.
Copernicus says we could probably, there's probably a casino or somewhere else that we could get some soul coins, or who knows. With these guys, I bet we could fight our way to some soul coins or figure it out.
That does seem to be the better option.
Have to, I don't know. Maybe we won't be able to get any on Garden because, things are all tied up. And if we did, we'd have to trade something that we don't necessarily want to trade. But out in Hell itself, maybe soul coins, that's the first thing that we have to do, to get the next step. I can already see where this is going, guys. This is going to be fucked up. My stomach hurts.
Look, I told us that a long time ago. I told you everything we do is going to be fucked up here.
I can see it. I can see where this is going, and it's not good.
Don't worry. I'll buy us all memory blanks when this is all done.
That's really nice of you, Pocket.
I do need to head off very soon, though.
I think it's the same with everybody. So we will say that you say no to Madame Thorn, and you make your way out of the tavern. And as the doors open into the cobbled streets of Garden, and you see the flat red sky of Hell, that's where we'll stop our session.
Nice. I really like that.
And there's nothing but horrible music playing throughout all of Hell. Except it's really good music.
My mind boggles at these developments, this series of developments.
I hate this. And by hate, it's cool. I like it. But the Pocket hates having that gap in time. But
Oh, yeah.
he's playing it pretty cool, I'd say.
Well, yeah. I feel like it's really funny because the thing that you asked for and the thing that I was going to give you ended up becoming the same thing. And when you rolled that check, that D1, or it was the Arcana check, it was the same thing that I rolled on my D100 for the ability as far as the Decanter of Endless Water. So I was like, oh, used a magic item, Spell Plague. Okay, let's find out.
Oh,
and
what
that
happened?
was just
So what
like-
happened? Oh, it
I
just
Oh.
rolled the
spewing.
D100 and your Arcana check was the same. And so it was like you prevented some
Whoa,
difficult.
whoa, what is that? I roll a D20 and you roll a D100?
Yeah.
Interesting. I only have a...
There will be different ways that we deal with magical stuff in the Spell Plague. There's a chart somewhere. I'll deal with it. I'm gonna make a chart of my own. I think
Interesting.
for how it works. in
Well, I'm a
hell.
fucking wizard, so I'm gonna
Yeah, I
be
might need
casting
help.
spells.
I might need help setting up that moonbeam dagger. There's other versions of it, like moon touched weapons. But,
Oh yeah, that's something different.
You can do custom weapons though.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it would have to be a custom weapon. Anyways, thank you all for joining us. Until next time, thank you for sitting through this shorter session, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.